Hi, I am artist Clémence Prozen. This week I am at the Vegetable. I have a pop-up exhibition and gift shop with Rebecca Fitzsimons. And we use very different mediums. She uses watercolor and acrylic. I use oil mainly and a bit of watercolor. And I want to explain to you the difference between the medium, because this is a question we often have. So here, for example, is a watercolor of Rebecca. This is Olive's Room, the restaurant that is just behind this wall at the Vegetable. And this is watercolor. What is watercolor? Watercolor is a water-based paint. It's basically a pigment with water and a binder, and sometimes some stabilizer. So what it means when I say water-based, it means that you first dilute the paint in water to apply it on a paper. And then the paint dry by evaporation of the water. Basically, the water on the paper would dry and go from water, liquid, to gas and go in the atmosphere. It's basically the water is drying, simply, that's what happened. Acrylic is also a water-based paint. And this is an example here. Those two paintings are acrylic paintings. So acrylic paint means that the pigment is on acrylic resin, and also there's some stabilizer as well, sometimes depending on the brand and the quality of the paint. So what you do is you dilute the paint in water, you apply it on paper or canvas or different wood or whatever medium you want, and the paint will dry by the fact that the water is going to dry and basically go from liquid to gas. The difference with oil is that it's not water-based, it's oil-based. So what you have in oil painting, you have a pigment that is on linseed oil, that is extracted from flax seed. So they extract the oil from flaxseed, they produce linseed oil, and they mixed the pigment with the oil you want. And the fact that it's oil, it means we use the term dry for oil painting, but this is not exactly right, because it doesn't dry like a water-based painting. So for watercolor and acrylic, I just explained earlier, the drying is very fast because, as you know, water dries very fast. But oil, it's a very long process because it's not just drying, it's actually oxidation. The linseed oil is in liquid form, and by applying it on the canvas, it's basically come into more contact with oxygen. And because of that, it will oxidize and the oil will go from liquid to solid. Not liquid to gas like water, but liquid to solid. What happens sometimes is that painters will mix the oil paint, so basically the pigment on linseed oil. It's not always linseed oil, sometimes it's other oils, but like most of the time it's linseed oil. What happens is to thin the paint, or to make it dry faster, or to make it more easy to paint, the artist will mix the paint with solvent, and it might dry faster because the solvent then in contact of the air will go from liquid to gas like water. And that's usually the smell that people link to oil, is the smell of the solvent basically drying and evaporating. But I don't use solvent at all. I use the paint out of the tube, so I use the pigment on the linseed oil and apply it on the canvas. So I don't use solvent. So that's the difference between the three mediums that we have here. So watercolor is water-based, acrylic is water-based, it's on acrylic resin, and oil is on linseed oil. And despite the fact that we use the term drying, it's not really drying, it's basically oxidizing if you don't use solvent. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little explanation. If you have any questions, let me know. And we're here until Sunday at the vegetable, so we're looking forward to meet you.